I don't know if you know it or not, but I've been sick. Good morning, Cole.
Hey, how you doing today?
Well, I'm doing better than I was before. Um, I happen to be just a little bit on the ill side for the past couple of weeks.
It sucks. I hope you're doing better now.
Well, I got the oldest of old man diseases. I got the shingles. If there was any doubt that I was an old person, that's the one. Pop a can real quick. Make things work. Oh, yeah. I see you got a picture of me.
God.
And that was terrible, terrible, terrible feeling. For those of you who don't know, if you were born last century, you could have gotten something called the chicken pox. And the chicken pox, well, that virus just doesn't go away. Good morning, my love. How are you? Uh-oh. Where'd your voice go?
Oh.
There it is.
Is it here?
Yes, it's there now.
Hi. I was
So I was-
worried. I didn't know what was happening.
Oh, neither did I, because, I'd been sick for a little while. And I
Oh,
was
no.
telling Cole, that I got the oldest of old people disease, the shingles.
Oh, lovely.
And that's the leftover chickenpox virus from when you were a child, back in the late 1900s.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's a
Yeah.
there's a thing you can take now, an injection, and ooh, look at that, my breakfast is still visible. Let me move that out of the way. You don't have to get the shingles nowadays unless you're from last century like I am. So you get the chicken pox and then it goes away, right? And then it stays in your body, but it nests in the nerve endings. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So anything like
Stressful.
stress, other diseases, autoimmune systems, heart conditions, diabetes, obesity. That's me.
Just starts it up.
It just starts up, and it starts up right at the nerve endings where it lives, and so you wind up getting one of these rashes that's just unbelievably painful. But there is medication to make it go away now.
Pink stuff. That pink stuff you put on it.
No.
ointment?
Actually, all I got was an antibiotic of some kind, or an
Okay.
antiviral, whatever it's called, and anti something, and I took it for a week, and now I'm fine.
Thank goodness.
But for a while there, it looked like I rode side saddle with Gary Busey on his motorcycle.
So it was not looking
Yes.
good.
No. I looked like my feminine voice was being oppressed in the Middle East. Like someone had thrown acid on me. It was just ugly looking and hideous. So,
Oh.
but
Well,
oh, wait a minute. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah. Oh.
But I am doing better now.
Good.
I'm doing better now, so we're all good. So how's your week been?
I've also been kind of ill, but not in like that, not that ill. But I figured out I have vitamin A toxicity. So I have too much vitamin A in my body. So it's caused fatigue. My hair has started falling out. And I've had also dry skin. So fun times. But stop taking my multivitamins. So it should be fine. In a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Well, that's just terrible that you got sick trying to keep yourself
Get well.
healthy.
Yes. I've stopped taking all of any supplement because I'm like, oh, I suppose I've been taking too much of this or care. So yeah, it was because I was trying to be well that it
Yeah.
happened. So like my lips all cracked and stuff. Just this silly, weird thing that you're like, oh, I took a vitamins and it made my skin fall off. At
Oh,
a
that's
faster rate.
terrible.
Yeah, okay, I made that sound way more dramatic than it is.
Maybe you had the shingles.
Yeah, maybe. but it was a very mild case, I think.
Well,
Cole,
I'm
how was
Cole.
your week? Yeah. Cole looks like he's having a good time.
Yep.
Having breakfast.
That's awesome, Cole. I'm glad
Thank
you
you,
had a
Cole.
great
What?
week.
Yeah, thanks. It's a great story.
Yep.
So this week we're probably going to be a little bit light on how we're doing things. We might do a Royal Rumble recap from last night's show. Vince McMahon has left the company, and so we may talk about that if we get a few more fans up in here. We may do a Jonathan Majors update, or a T'Challa update, or a Chillmonger update if he winds up showing up. It's a good chance we'll talk about the Oscar nominations coming up and how Godzilla was snubbed, except for just one thing. But we should probably start with Pal World. What do you think?
I'm excited with that.
Cole, do you know anything about Pal World?
Not too much about the game. I'm not really into those games, but I just know like it's kind of an open world thing that was sort of similar to Pokemon, and then they made a Pokemon mod of it, and then Nintendo got angry over it. It's pretty funny.
Wow, that's like the Reader's Digest version of the week.
Yeah, TLDR.
Yes, those letters. So
too long, didn't read.
I see. But Kitty, you played it this week, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And I'm still playing it. I've actually got it open here. That's what I was doing while I was waiting, because it's like, is there a stream or not? So yeah, I've been playing it, and it's not like the game of the year, crazy, amazing. And especially on Xbox, it's they make it very clear that it's a beta test, well, a product preview. So yeah, the PC people are having a lot more fun with it, and it's going well. I definitely understand the appeal. It's got survival things in it. If anyone's played Ark Survival, then they know what this game is about. Because if you look at Ark Survival on top of this, you're like, oh, they just changed the animals around, and the designs, I guess the big hoo-ha that people made was that they're very obviously, this whole thing's based on Pokemon.
Yes.
But they aren't exactly the Pokemon. So, and also people that enjoy this game are like, well, Pokemon didn't make it, and they've had forever to be able to make it. So if somebody just came out and took the gap that was in the market, and that's why it's so successful. And yeah, I'm playing it. I'm sorry, and I'm recommending people play it too.
The company that put this game together has a history of, for lack of a better word, kit bashing games, taking a genre, familiar style genre, and familiar style art style, and then another familiar style gameplay, and bringing them together. And that's kind of what you have here. I tried to play Ark, and those damn dinosaurs kept killing me. I never got far. I couldn't figure out how to make a base. I never could do anything about that. So I'm not too excited about playing this. However, my son is having a grand old time.
In Pal World, or on Ark.
In Pal World, actually. Yeah.
We
got that. He's got the
You
PC
got-
version,
Mm.
and I think him and some of his friends have come together in a I don't know what the kids call these days,
Server.
a server.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh,
Uh,
so if you're watching out there, have you played Pal World? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts on that. There's some people out there that are angry about it because they did exactly that, and they took the gameplay of Ark and the style of animal collecting style of Pokemon. I always thought of it as cockfighting. Anyway, Pokemon.
it is. But
Yeah.
that's also why Peter said came out and was not happy about it as well. Not exactly about the fighting bit, but about they want a vegan guide.
It's just it's a game, and the
Really?
art style is what people are really upset about.
Mhm.
They're trying to make claims that they copied Pokemon, but that style is just it. That's it. It's a style of drawing the animals. It's a style of the way it's done with the whole cutesy, curvy,
Cutesy,
bubbly
yeah.
kind of thing.
Cartoonish animal.
So they've gotten to the point where they want to make accusations about whether or not they used AI to do it. Because it would be pretty simple to just go to one of these AI sites and say, "Hey, give me a fire type Pokemon that
Mhm.
not a Pokemon," and then
Mhm.
it'll kit bash together, just put it all together in AI and spit it out, and then take that and then create a 3D model from that example. And
Yeah.
there's without evidence and out of pure jealousy, I guess.
Yeah,
Would be a good word.
it seems they wouldn't
make the
have done
accusation?
this. Yeah, they wouldn't have done this unless the game hadn't been so successful. And the game and people just got so excited about it. I'd never heard of it. It was just, oh, there's that game with Pokemon with guns. And then
Mhm.
then I saw it, and then I was like, I have to play this. I'm sorry. And that's exactly what happened with everyone, really.
Yes.
And yes, you can see the similarity. I mean, literally, they call it a PAL deck instead of
Mhm.
a Pokédex, like things like that. I'm not pretending that they are not similar, but it's kind of it's skirting it, but it's
Yeah, but
there.
no,
It's not right on top.
there was no real outrage with Digimon or any other
Yeah.
Mon that came out after Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, all your Mons. You want to share your screen?
I don't have my capture card on, so I don't
Oh,
think, and my computer will probably
crash.
crash if I try. So I can show you the screen like this, the old school, the old fashioned way. Ooh, sorry. There's the screen this way.
Ooh, look at that.
Pale world.
Pale
Yeah.
world.
Oh, it's cold. See, she's cold. So,
Grace
anyway.
says if there's no Squirtle, it's no Pokemon.
I actually haven't seen anything Squirtle like. I think maybe it's too iconic. There's some
Mhm.
there's things that look like the Pikachu basically, but there's Pokemon that look like Pikachu that aren't Pikachu. Like they are squirrels that look Pikachu-ish.
Yeah,
what
there's
is
some
it even
bootleg versions. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the later versions of Pokemon, it's like they just like waited. They went to another version of a certain Pokemon too.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like one compact car maker saying that another compact car
Yes.
maker has
Can't do
copied
that.
their design of 4 wheels and a bumper.
Exactly, that is it. And it's the same thing with this survival game. I mean, this is all Unity Store, I suppose, assets that they've put together to make a game, and you look at it and you're like, yeah, I can see where all of this comes from, but they put it together in a good way. That's what we want a game developer to do, is put these assets together like a life bar. That's like saying, okay, well, let's now the life bar is copyrighted. You can't have life bar in a game. Like,
Good morning, Bri.
otherwise you're copying our game if you can die in the game. Okay. I mean, we can take it to the absurd, the level of absurd. Obviously, the design stuff is.
Now,
Is
I don't like
extreme.
the idea that you drop everything when you die and you have to go
Which
running
I'm just
back.
gotta go and get. Yes, I've just got that.
You know, so
I don't
that's
think it. Yeah, I've just done that. So just make sure you know where you. Well, I guess at least they got a little block where you died.
hey, the Twitch bots are out.
Oh wow!
Guess you should take
Yeah.
their offer.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
Oh my goodness!
though.
I totally believe this bot.
Oh, I didn't mean
So
to do that. I
sincere.
was trying to.
Kind of-
So I got to be on Twitch in order to get rid of that.
yeah, you can't moderate through here. Okay.
Yeah, I can't moderate from here. Oh well.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm going to ignore it. How about you?
Yeah. I'm
So,
just feeding my animals over here. So yeah, I have not played the multiplayer version yet, so that will be interesting. There are lots of glitches on Xbox, so it's not like this game is perfect. So I guess people that hate the game are like, "Oh, look, you see," and they're like pointing at things that are wrong, but people are still playing it because
yeah.
it's just fun. It's
And then
just
again,
so
it
much
is.
fun.
You know, they've did it under the cover of the development umbrella of early access.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
as long as it's early access, they can be glitchy. You know,
Mhm.
and then if they go ahead and take it out of early access and go into sales, direct sales, then they can do the season 1. So it's still incomplete. So, you know, there's all kinds of games they can play to make sure that you continue to purchase and repurchase and continue to purchase the game that you've already previously purchased.
Mhm. Like
Which is-
this can definitely go wrong. Like this
Mhm.
can be a. I mean, like they've got a great, the great thing going here, but they can, if they mess it up, well, they can mess it up. That's what I mean. By if they don't add to this properly. Rosalius, you disappeared.
Oh, I'm still here. I was just trying to take a bite of my breakfast.
No, we want to hear the eating.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
I am a video game. So, all in all, I think it's probably pretty harmless.
Mhm.
But
Do you think it's? I wanted to ask. Do you think its success will continue?
I
What would
don't
it
know how
need?
much more success that it can have. It's already sold 8 million copies or something
Yeah.
like that, and I think the highest grossing Pokemon game is somewhere around 12 to 15. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong about the statistics of Pokemon games, but I think we're getting close to the point where those who were going to purchase it have purchased it.
Mm.
Although
Yeah.
it could surprise everybody in the gaming industry the way Godzilla.
Yeah, I guess it's the same sort of story.
0.1 or whatever it was,
-1.
-1, yes,
Mm.
has surprised everybody, including themselves, and they've decided to milk that as best they can with a black and white version of Godzilla. But
It still hasn't released here. Not that I've seen. Still hasn't released here.
That's
So we just
interesting.
Mhm.
I'm sure Cole can send you a link to it
Yeah,
from
I'm
a
sure.
international
Reputable-
reputable site
Yes, a reputable source.
Sorry for what?
for Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's some torrents for it.
What is torrent?
I
Never
don't.
mind.
It's the new
I don't know.
special streaming service.
Oh, okay. Torrent. This. Okay, yeah. I'll subscribe.
Is it something new?
Yes. Never heard of
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
I've never heard of it myself. That's nothing we dealt with in the 90s.
Yeah. I just heard of it the other day. It's pretty cool.
So, yeah, they released a black and white version of the Godzilla -1, And according to the director, they went through it, and they specifically went through and heightened the contrast in different areas, including separating the background a little bit more. So they went through it and made it black and white, not just by turning off the color
Ooh.
desaturation. They specifically went in and highlighted specific areas and muted certain areas to create that great, wonderful contrast that you used to see in the old black and white films, because those were different than the color film. So you had to shoot your black and white films differently than you did your color films, because the film reacted differently with the lighting and everything else. So in order to get
That's
the best
neat.
possible picture,
What they did, I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah, they put that extra effort in, like they put the extra effort in the beginning. So
Yeah.
they went back to the slave houses and put them back to work, and they redid every single shot that way. So every little bit of film that's in black and white, every single frame that you see on screen has been designed specifically to look its best in black and white on that
Oh,
screen.
that's cool. That's a good selling point. That's something so interesting and neat to say. Like, no, they didn't just take it, just give you the black and white version. They actually went through.
Yeah.
And, very cool.
But they only got one Oscar nomination for that.
Was it
for special
for a
effects?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that was
Mhm.
kind of expected, but yeah, would have been cool if it got something else. But I don't think it really had any chance.
Cole, do you have a recap for us for the Oscar nominations?
A recap. I mean, sure,
Yeah,
but also
TLDR.
just also mention the black and white thing there. Yeah, that's probably what Oppenheimer's gonna do after it wins Best Picture, release some version like that, so then it can reach 1 billion. But yeah, so I mean, as for like the Best Picture stuff, I mean, yeah, ones that got nominated: Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Maestro, which was pretty Oscar bait to me, but Past Lives, Poor Things, Zone of Interest, Holdovers, Barbie. So yeah, some people will be happy about that, I guess, here, and other people not so much. Anatomy of a Fall, and then American Fiction. You can watch most of them right now. Some of them probably have to wait till like the end of February or early March, I guess, to watch them. But yeah, I mean, 2 A24 films there. So hey,
So Barbie was mostly snubbed, wasn't it?
God,
I mean, but I just wouldn't. Do you call it snubbed if we didn't expect it to be there anyway? Like,
yeah, well, it was expected to be there, but yeah, a lot of people are
or like
screaming
set
snub.
design or whatever.
Well, yeah, production, costume, screenplay, other things, and then it was expected to get in for Best Picture, but a lot of people are screaming snub because they're mad that the lead and the director didn't get anything. And I mean, they were expected to, but it's like they really didn't deserve it over others. At least to me, it's like, and it's really isn't a snub when it got 8 other nominations and Best Picture. And with 2 performances, it probably didn't deserve either. Like, I really don't get, like, it's definitely just from people who don't watch many films in the year who are just complaining.
I have a question for the film people. Oscars, aren't they supposed to be something that's not actually always? I don't know. It just seems like it's not always about the box office. Like, the box office is where the box office happens.
No, it's
yeah.
It's many things. It's just it's an advertising game, basically. That's why stuff like the Iron Claw didn't get anything. It's just an advertising game. That's the whole thing every year. In recent years, though, that's why they've been nominated and stuff like Barbie, just because they're trying to get more viewership, because everybody realized, these award shows are kind of garbage.
Now,
And
don't forget, don't forget also that they've changed the rules to make it a little more affirmative action-y, if you will.
Mhm.
Meaning you have to have these quotas in front of and behind the screen in order to be nominated. So, quality all of a sudden goes out the window. Of course, not Barbie being the quality part, but if you don't fill the check boxes of gay, queer, lesbian, women, minorities, people
etc.
of disabilities of some kind in the back and in the front. And they did have fat Barbie, so I can see that.
Yeah,
that they
well,
put that
that
in
was
there.
a great year when there were all white nominees. Fantastic.
And so it's harder now for a woman to claim sexism and for being snubbed.
Yeah.
When she
Although
just
they
wasn't,
did, don't worry, they
you
did.
know, she just
Yeah.
wasn't gay enough, is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But also the quotas aren't like that serious anyway. Like they're mainly just like as long as you have two people working on it. That
so Fat
aren't-
Barbie and Black Barbie were enough to get it nominated.
Yep, sort of. Like as long as you have two people who just aren't basically white males. So you could have just like a white supporting actress in your film, and then you could just have a white female who's like working on costumes, and then that's it. That's good.
So then you have the problem with something like what was the name of that movie? The one about the wrestling family?
Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw, yes, which depicts late 70s, early 80s Texas, and a white dynasty of wrestlers. You're going to have an issue meeting the quotas in that type of story. The same
Yeah.
thing with a Second World War Japan. How much diversity are you going to find there amongst the chaotic ruins of a
Well,
nuclear
since
disaster?
you're all Asian though, or whatever, or Japanese, if it's it's literally just not white male. Good. That's it. So it's like for the Iron Claw, there was a supporting actress in it, and then I'm sure there was at least like some female or person of color who worked on it behind the scenes in an area like cinematography or something. So that's it. That's all it needs. So it isn't like too serious or anything. It is just kind of silly though how they had to just like put that into place because of the complaining. But yeah, and people definitely did it when she didn't get nominated for direction, which I find hilarious. Like, number one, people are forgetting like that she was already nominated for directing before, but they're acting like she hasn't been before, and many other
This
times.
is the most important movie, okay?
Yes, and at number two, they're forgetting that there was another female director who was nominated, and yes, because she actually made an amazing film and deserved it. Wow, and yeah, but every
she
year
wasn't the one they knew.
Yeah, it was for that foreign film, yeah, Anatomy of a Fall. But yeah, and every year though they complain about like that specifically, and like it isn't like some bias against female directors. The main reason why there are like barely any that get nominated is the same reason why there's barely any indie films or international films that usually get nominated. It's just because they don't. The best female directors are usually the ones making indie stuff or international film stuff as well, not the ones that are like in the Hollywood circle. The ones in the Hollywood circle are the ones making just more stuff like Hustlers and Barbie, stuff like that. While the best ones are in that area that they also snub as well, whether it's a male director or female director making it. So that's the main issue. It's not that they snub female directors.
Mm. So Iron Claw was based. Okay.
Yeah, it was great, but
Based
I don't know
based
if
on
you'll
a true
like it.
story, or
Hey.
Yeah, it will blow your mind.
oh yeah, okay. So
Guys, I'm building a wall.
you need those walls because those Pokemon will invade and trample
Those
all over your stuff.
Pokemans.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, Oscars are worthless anyway, but it's still fun to laugh at them every year.
I really gave a damn about them earlier on in life, but I don't really care.
Yeah, now it's just like everybody knows how BS it is. I mean, it has its moments, that are like kind of cool, but just
Yeah.
when your favorite film wins something, but overall it doesn't really matter. But so yeah, and every year, yeah, I always just expect favorite films to get snubbed. I mean, this year better than usual, but yeah, uh, a couple films I wish got more was May, December, and I guess All of Us Strangers that got nothing. I mean, I don't know. What about you, Rosales? I don't know if you checked over the list, but any films you wish got something?
I've never won an Oscar in my life.
Yeah, you deserve something. That's a snub. Should have
You
gotten
got
animated
snubbed.
series.
Me and Zack Snyder. Ooh, where am I echoing from? Which one of you has got the echo happening?
I echoed.
You echoed?
Whenever when I speak, because I'm so as loud.
Let's see. Cole? Oh, it was Cole's speakers. We could hear
Oh,
ourselves.
was it from him?
Oh
Yes.
wait, from me? Oh,
Yeah, Cole.
Yeah,
I
Cole, I
think
think
it's
it's
you.
you.
You're the one with the echo.
Were.
Okay, so yeah, I've never won an Oscar. I didn't see any of the movies that were. Well, I saw Barbie. And I think that was enough. What is this? Holdovers should have gotten a bit more love.
yeah, that was one of the films by Alexander Payne, but I mean, I think it did get a lot of love, Gray, but it'll probably win at least one thing. Yeah, I think mainly, it's because it didn't get director, and the main reason why is because a lot of people aren't really a big fan of Alexander Payne right now because of things he said or possibly done. Although I don't know if any of it's actually true from what I read, but either way, he's not too likable right now. So they decided to just snub him for a director, so then they could get a female director in there. I guess.
Was he hanging out with Vince McMahon? Is that what was going on?
Yo, what? Okay, wait, that's another topic.
No, that's what they want you to believe. Yeah, I guess. And then some actress like in the past, like I think it was Michelle Williams, like made some claims, but they were never proven. And for the most part, they seem BS. But I don't know.
Yeah, the thing. The thing about accusations is that they are accusations, and unless they wind up being in a court of law, that's all they are is accusations. And I think that was probably the issue with why the Me Too movement took so long to get off the ground, was because it was just hearsay until somebody put their money where their mouth was. Kudos to those actual victims for speaking out and being brave enough to continue to speak out until they were proven in the cases of Cosby and Weinstein and some of the others. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, right. And the Rebel Moon Zack Snyder fans are having some conspiracy now. Because it didn't get visual effect nom, but Guardians did. They hate James Gunn, so
well, wasn't only one of them in theaters?
Yep,
Yeah. Oh wait, isn't that a stipulation? They have to have gone to theaters?
I'm sure it did at like a certain screening because it was eligible, but
there's a sneaky little thing that some of these films do that don't get a lot of wide release. They there are
released
certain,
it like one day at a New York theater.
There's a couple of theaters, some in New York and a few in LA, where you can rent the theater. It's called four-walling, and they rent the theater, show it publicly, so anybody who can and is available and knows about it can buy a ticket and go see it. But that's not the requirement. The requirement is that it is shown in this specifically Oscar qualifying theater.
Yes. Oh, okay.
And so if they get shown in those theaters and they have a record of it, then they can submit themselves for nomination. And my guess is, Netflix has the money to do that for Zack Snyder. I think probably Zack Snyder's
the money to
on
waste.
three strikes and you're out kind of deal with Netflix. He's already done his zombie movie. He's done his zombie movie, right? because that's what he's known
Not-
for is the Dawn of the Dead remake. He's done his superhero movie now, or his Star Wars movie, which is the second thing he wanted to do. And Rebel Moon proves that Lucasfilms was actually right once in saying no. And the only thing left is for him to make a superhero movie. And but didn't he do
of
that
his
already?
own. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Didn't he
hasn't
do
he made? He's done that.
Bright-
He's done that in Runda too.
Brightburn? Didn't he do Brightburn by himself, or was that
Wait,
James
what?
Gunn?
Yeah, no,
Zack-
that wasn't
Zack.
Zack Snyder. No, that was James Gunn's brother, I believe.
Oh yeah, yay! So I think they're going to give him one more try, and then he'll be out. I think that's what's
Yeah,
going to
well, the
happen.
last try, I believe, is Rebel Moon 2. So
I think that's still part of the first try.
yeah,
Oh, what
because
the
he-
whole trilogy or whatever
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
yeah.
He
well,
starts things he can't finish is the problem now that I
Yeah.
see.
I mean,
Listen, I
at least
can't-
it's not
I
as
can't
embarrassing as
criticize
this.
it for
So, can you believe this? That it got
What?
In-
Oh, come on.
Well, look at it's the
That's
motion
it's the
pictures.
music. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's John
So
Williams.
please tell me Oppenheimer got that.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Yep, if there's an old member that they love who's been nominated many times and they're like 90, even if it's for the worst garbage ever, they'll still nominate
like-
it for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then people are also mad at that because then Spider-Verse didn't get it for score when it probably should have, and
You
now
get
it's
these,
another year where animated films didn't get anything other than an animated nominee because they don't take them
What you want
seriously.
the room, carrot? I guess, yeah. You got your own category, but it's just still.
How
That's fine.
seriously can Teenage Kraken be? How seriously can you take something like that?
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I mean, some of the people complaining about that stuff, I'm just like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, can't really take it seriously. But other films, like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I bet they didn't even watch it. They're just like, yeah, I don't have time for that animated crap. Whatever. I'm just voting for what my kids watched.
good morning, sir.
Morning, Catru.
Eventually someone's going to come out with the entire pay for play scam that is the Oscars, and
And then it's going to be even worse, right?
Yeah, well, they already did, pretty sure. But
yeah, but nobody took it seriously again.
It'll be like the Game Awards. eventually.
It kind of reminds me of when Vince McMahon was sued over wrestling, the steroids thing, because they wanted the athletic commission to look into the whole thing. Now, initially, when people believed that wrestling was real,
Yeah, I was going to say that. Wow, okay.
it was covered under the athletic commissions of whatever state you were in. So they were the ones, the athletic commissions, that oversaw everything, including gambling and betting and things like that. And when they got sued because of steroids, which would be cheating if you were a real sport, they came out, oh, well, we're sports entertainment. We're actually entertainment.
We're
It's
different.
all ahead of time. All of a sudden I became Alex Jones instead of Vince McMahon. They're kind of close together when I do
They are
voice.
correct. Yeah.
But nobody questioned the fact that the athletic commission was in charge of all of that stuff previously, and that they never did anything about it. They're just like, oh, well, okay, sure.
Good. Good. Does that bring us onto wrestling?
It can bring us onto wrestling because we're
Hmm.
talking about Vince McMahon and
right. Yeah.
Sagoo.
So, Royal Rumble, I guess.
it's not cheating, it's entertainment enhancing.
Enhancement of entertainment.
So yeah, this week TKO lost its most influential employee, Vince McMahon. He stepped down on Friday because Slim Jim's backed out, essentially.
Yeah, thank you to Slim Jims.
Slim Jim's has been a sponsor with WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, going back many, many years with Randy Macho Man Savage snapping into a Slim Jim. And they backed out because of a lawsuit that was filed against Vince McMahon, TKO, WWE, and all these people. And he was accused of things that we may or may not say here. But we're not talking about driving when we're talking about trafficking.
Oh God.
But basically,
Yeah.
they passed around a party favor, and Vince basically owned the party favor, was paying for her rent and everything else, took complete advantage of her, according to the lawsuit. So all of this comes out, and it fingers the. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
my mind went to Bill Clinton. It implicates that TKO during their investigation after they took over, that they did not do their best due diligence in following up with her, didn't talk to her, and so on. Grace says, I didn't want to believe the accusations, but that mustache.
You know.
Yes, it's always the mustache. That's the giveaway. So, he wasn't going to step down. He wasn't going to step down. He denied the accusations, and they could not remove him because of the terms for him coming back said that only he could remove himself from the company. And then then the bottom line came up and said, hey, this isn't the kind of thing we're excited to be about, and we're not going to be able to take care of this. I wish I could do it too.
No, you did do great. You're doing great. So I'm like, I really can't add to this.
But Slim Jims did pull out, and then
no.
which is the safe thing to do.
Yeah. I find that the first time you said they pulled out. Come on, it was right there.
Oh. So then Vince McMahon goes on ahead and drops out of TKO, gives up his seat on the board in the same week that The Rock is announced as a brand new board member. And in order to get him on the board to become the new face of wrestling, they actually gave him back his name, quote unquote, The Rock. So now Dwayne Johnson owns the phrase The Rock. And so any merchandise they sell, whenever he makes an appearance, he's going to get a percentage of that, higher than he would normally get through merchandise sales.
Because I was wondering why. Okay, so in what capacity he was back was the first question for a normie. But also I was wondering, why would he do that? I thought he was really happy with how he's doing, I suppose, in Hollywood as like a comedy guy. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So he's now, according to what I've seen, he's been on screen. So he's an on-air talent, teasing a sort of a fight with Roman Reigns coming up at some point. And now he's on the board of directors, so he has some sway. Plus, he owns his name again, so anytime they use it, he's going to get a chunk of that money. And originally, whenever they would credit him as Rock or Dwayne The Rock Johnson in any type of films, WWE would get a cut of that. Now it's all him. It's all him now.
It's a good deal. I understand that.
He does his Rock is quick to buy the short. He really is. He jumped in and took over what was that? The XFL when Vince McMahon needed money. First time around, he jumped in and got that, and now he has basically taken Vince McMahon's seat at the table.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, the XFL was working out well. Then COVID ruined it, but it's working out well, kind of again for what it is. So,
yeah, it's not Vince McMahon's fault. It's always bad luck and timing.
Yeah, no, it's always Vince McMahon's fault outside of that moment.
So yes, heinous accusations, and they pulled out. And sure enough, Saturday there was a Slim Jim promo in the Royal Rumble.
Yes, thank you.
So they're just like, thanks, yeah, you you honored the thing, so here we are. We're back. That makes sense.
Yeah. So now Vince McMahon had previously sold a great deal of his stock in order to relaunch the XFL, and then sold more stock to fight the previous accusations that got him fired. And so he no longer has 80% control over his WWE stock. He now only has less than 10%. And so he has no sway in the company that he had forcefully taken from his father in a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
And he has created an entity in TKO, WWE, the whole UFC conglomerate thing happened there, that will, in fact, make sure that no one in his family continues the legacy of the WWE.
And I'm happy for that because
That's
this
okay.
is the man
Long
who
as it
ruined
continues.
wrestling, so that's good to
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, he destroyed the territories in building up his empire.
Yep. You know, when he eventually kicks the bucket, I'll have a good tribute for him. God.
Oh. Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, that's I
I mean,
hate
he
to
ain't
say
wrong.
it because they're very serious, but I kind of laughed at some of those text screenshots.
oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what
But
do you
he's
think
not the
about
only
this,
one.
though?
He's not
Oh,
the only
sorry, what were you
one
saying?
who was implicated. Bruce Pritchard is basically Vince's avatar. If he's still around, Vince still has a hand in the business. Vince was still running things through Bruce when he was gone before.
Yeah, so I'm curious what's your thoughts on that, and if you know if he still does or not.
I don't think Bruce Pritchard has the sway that he did when Ronda made that post.
Okay.
I think for a long time he would go at odds with Triple H, and they would go back and forth. And when Vince made his comeback, he kept sticking his hands in where he wasn't supposed to, even though Triple H was named as the head of creative. And so I think now that he's out, I think he's really out. He's got nowhere to go except
Okay.
for 6 months in federal prison,
Yeah.
like Cosby did.
and
Only
6
6 months?
feet
Okay.
underground eventually.
Well, Cosby was convicted, and he came out after a short amount of time. And so did we do that one already? I thought that was a new one. No,
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting you there, though.
no. Who knows where I was going anyway? But now it's an official business, and they can't be running it like it was in the territories back in the day. And they had been running it like a family business for the longest time, even though they had stockholders. The stockholders sued Vince McMahon and the company multiple times through the course of its public trade. And that's because he would lie in statements and things like that. And now we know why he was misappropriating funds, why he would fire people out of the blue and work the money the way he worked it. So
Yeah.
Who
now
knows?
they're gonna actually have some human rights for once. Wow.
quite possibly, yes, as much as a UFC fighter would have.
When you can be sold and moved around.
So yeah, the big surprise is they expected a lot of big surprises in the Royal Rumble matches coming up. They expected everybody and their mother, who was delusional, expected Big E to come back. The man has a broken neck. The man will never wrestle again because if he does, he will be paralyzed. And he said it in more than one interview.
Fine.
He said that he was interviewed this past week on the street. TMZ asked him. He said he doesn't have a timeline to come back. He didn't get into wrestling to wind up in a wheelchair. So we'll just see how things are going.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
in fairness, though, he did say that, the doctors said, he's 100% healthy, but they still advised him just not to wrestle again because, because
Yeah.
he is 100% healthy, but if he just gets one more neck injury, then, yeah, so there's that risk. But
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, though, people did think that he could return to the Rumble or WWE just in like a limited role and without doing a lot of the moves he used to do, sort of like as a supporting character, kind of like what Mark Henry was when he was more of a veteran. So
Yeah. The thing is that any kind of bump on a neck injury, especially if it's right there with the nerves, is pretty dangerous. And the
Don't
one
mess with
thing
that.
you have to give credit to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you
No, I
saying
said
something?
don't mess with that. Don't mess with
Yeah.
that.
So you have to give the WWE doctors credit because they never let uh, Daniel Bryanson, or whatever they want to call him, they never let him get back in the ring, even though AEW did. They didn't let Sting get back in the ring after he took his thing. AEW did. They never let Saraya, formerly Paige, get back in the ring. AEW did. So if their doctors are saying that that Big E really shouldn't get back in the ring, they're not going to let him back in. They're just not. Uh, they've paid already too much for people being paralyzed. They took care of Draws until he passed away. Right now, they're taking care of some guy named Tyson Kidd, who
Yeah.
got hurt. It was
yeah,
Samoa Joe
it's a
and the Muscle
miracle he
Buster.
didn't pass away from that injury and didn't get paralyzed. Like
You
they
know,
said,
it's
he had a 5% chance of survival and 5% chance of walking again.
yeah.
Jeez.
So it's just it's horrible, the kind of damage that can happen, and they don't like it. They don't like taking care of people. They don't like spending money on people that don't
They
make
can't-
them money.
They can't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Big E will continue to be the ambassador that he is, going to children's hospitals and events. I think eventually he will transition into a commentator role. He's fantastic on the mic.
Oh, great.
But
That helps.
they were expecting him to come back and maybe face off against Gunther. Gunther's his name. For the IC title or something along those lines, and build a thing. But he didn't come back, and I had told my wife, I said, if Brock Lesnar isn't going to come back, and he's not that he was specifically named in a lawsuit or anything like that, but he might have been. Good morning, Michael.
Mhm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Some sort of professional wrestler who was formerly a UFC champion was named in the lawsuit.
Yeah.
We're
We're not saying it's Brock Lesnar, but
he's the only one that clicks that box. So unless it was Ronda Rousey, she's also a former UFC champion.
yeah.
You never know.
You
Why are
never
you
know.
laughing?
You never know.
Put it past
But
her. Just because she's a she.
there
Sexy.
was rumors that Brock Lesnar would be brought back in for this one, and that was before Vince lost his sway. And I said, if Brock doesn't come in, it's going to be Braun Breaker. And sure enough, he showed up in the ring. But there were other surprises that you didn't expect that also signal a new era in WWE wrestling. For the most part, it was in the women's Royal Rumble that the surprises came in. You had the return of Naomi from TNA, formerly Impact Wrestling. And that made people think that possibly that Sasha Banks would come in as well. She did not. Instead, they brought in the TNA, formerly Impact Wrestling, women's champion of, oh goodness, what is her name? I forgot her name, but they brought her in and they name dropped her, named her title, and named the company in which she wrestles in, which is something WWE didn't do unless they were going to buy the company like they did with ECW when they brought Taz over with his championship. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
I don't have any idea what
Well,
you're
no,
talking about, but I agree.
AEW, not AEW, TNA is in financial straits, and it's looks like they've been trading talent back and forth with WWE, which is unheard of unless they're going to purchase a specific outfit. And them highlighting their world champion in the women's Royal Rumble, and she wasn't eliminated right away either. She lasted to the final 10, something like that. So she got in some eliminations. She was eventually eliminated herself, but it's those types of things that that were showing that WWE is a different bird than it was a few days ago, because they normally don't play well with others.
And this is different now because of the thing?
Probably.
Because of the lawsuit?
Okay. It makes sense to be able to cultivate a relationship with a minor league team, if you will.
Yeah, with TNA not being a threat anymore either, that's a big reason why. So I'm sure they would also, do it with like New Japan and Ring of Honor. Like, I mean, not to say New Japan isn't big, but they're different kind of markets. So, if they weren't already doing it with AEW, which is the one they probably want to do it with for those reasons. Not to say they're much of a threat anymore either, though, thanks to Tony Khan, but
Well, the thing about New Japan is like you're going to go to a different American company for different reasons. Okay, you go to AEW because you got mortgage to pay, and it's going to be comfortable. It's going to be a smoother ride. There's less likely a chance of getting injured. So Asuka, after being the queen of strong style, and Shinsuke Nakamura after being the king of strong style in Japan, where you're basically it's as close to a shoot as you're going to get without actually being a shoot. In other words, they're really hitting and kicking each other, Kitty. They're really dealing violence to each other. Okay,
for real.
When you see an impact, it's an impact. When you see, you're going to see swelling, you're going to see blood, you're going to see, you're actually going to see some violence, even though it's choreographed and predetermined. You're going to see some things that will make you feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
Okay. Now you go to WWE, you're not going to see that. Okay. You're not going to wrestle that way. And if you don't like it, you're going to play nice, and everyone's going to be safe, and there will be no receipts. Andrew says, sounds painful. And, you're going to see blood. Yes, you are in Japan. Definitely.
Yeah. If you want to see a nice match, you should look up Asuka's match against Minoru Suzuki.
She booked that match, by the way. She booked that match.
She told him, dude, he's like, I don't know. He's like, no, do it.
It was like watching, it was like being at a party where everyone's having a good time. And then all of a sudden domestic violence breaks out is what it was, because it was an intergender match, meaning that men and women could fight each other. And he beat the living crap out of her. She was swole in the face. She was, that was her goodbye, by the way. And that was her promotion.
That's a great way to go.
Yeah.
Die with honor. Well, didn't die, but still.
And, intergender matches are, great though. I mean, they're like no different than just regular ones. It's just the only reason why WWE doesn't do them is because they have, maybe they will in the future now with Vince and them gone, but it's because of sponsors, but also because they were trying to be then overly stupid PG. But I still don't think the sponsors will go away anytime soon, so it probably won't happen anytime soon. But that's too bad though.
Yeah. So if you are a wrestler in Japan and you don't want to be told how to wrestle, you don't want to be told to take rest holds and headlocks and things like that, and you just want to do what you want to do, then you're going to go to AEW. Minoru Suzuki, the one guy Cole brought up, was in a match with Chris Jericho, and they started chopping each other in the chest, where they just kind of like do this thing and they slap each other in the chest. They were getting red and welts all over each other. They were trading blows back and forth to see who was the toughest, essentially. They go to commercial, and they do the commercial stuff. When they come back, they are still chopping each other, and Chris Jericho is bleeding from the chest by now because they had been chopping for 3 minutes straight.
Oh,
And you're not going to get away with that
Pleasant.
in WWE. And
Yeah. Well, I
Oh.
mean, they kind of got close to it a few times. I mean, if you watch that NXT match, it was, I believe, yeah, Gunther and Dragunov kind of
Yeah.
got close to that. His back was bleeding and everything, but you know,
but that's NXT. Nobody saw that. NXT is their developmental show.
well, the developmental show that they also have now tried to make into an actual third show, sort of. It's weird, but
Yeah.
I mean, they should have just kept it purely developmental. That was when it was best, but yeah.
Well, now WWE is everywhere. Okay, because now the developmental NXT, they're going on tour again. I think they're going to be going. They used to be on tour, and then COVID hit, and they stopped being on tour. They were at a specific location in Florida. Their training facilities, and they're going to be on the CW now. Raw used to be or is on the USA Network, traditionally has been there, and now they will be on, Netflix. So Netflix will host Monday Night Raw for the first time ever, because
okay.
live sporting events is now the trend when it comes to streaming. Everybody who is anybody who is trying to survive in the streaming era is going after sporting events of some kind whatsoever. And Netflix is no different, because people who watch Raw on a religious basis will now have to plop down $11.99, $15.99 on a monthly basis instead of going back and forth between streaming services for films. Will now sit down and watch every single Monday religiously their Monday
Okay.
Night Raw. And they will continue to broadcast with the commercial breaks because of international viewing and because of their ad tier, which allows commercials.
But there's always been commercial breaks, right? So this
Yes.
won't change the viewing experience anyway.
Does not change the viewing.
It's changed for Netflix wise, because usually with Netflix,
Yes.
that's not how you experience it. But okay.
But they have guaranteed scheduled programming on Monday nights that they've never had before. They experimented with a nighttime show platform a few years back. They gave somebody a evening talk show for
Like a
I think
weekly thing.
6 weeks or something like that. And they tried that out. It didn't work out so well because they didn't keep people. But this is a property that is guaranteed to keep a specific amount of people
Built in, yeah.
tethered to Netflix. So,
And then they're there to discover that they are then able to then discover other things that they're going to watch on Netflix, and maybe that'll increase viewership of the other crap.
Now it was a $5 million. Was it 5 million or 5 billion? Which one was it? It was a big deal, and it was supposedly over 5 years, but it's a much bigger deal than they expected, because Netflix has offered a longer deal, but it has ways out now because it's learned from Mark Miller and Snyder about making large, huge deals that they can't back out of. So it's a 10-year deal where they can back out at 5. Okay. So that doubles what the initial cost was for that was released about how much Netflix is paying for Raw, because at the 5-year mark, they can back out, or it continues on as the regular deal for 10 years. But they also have an option to extend it another 10 years. So we're looking at a 20-year deal that is probably worth some $5 billion to WWE TKO in the long run, if it all works out.
That
So
seems beneficial to both.
yes, You know, it's
Which is a good deal. Yeah.
it's a good deal for everybody around. Win-win if you can get
That's
rid of
incredible.
a McMahon.
Mhm. So yeah, that's how they had to get rid of him.
Hmm.
But he had to get rid of himself, so they had to convince him.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That was the hard part. So
Well, it's done. So
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, they're going to be angry that they can't see the TV ratings now.
Okay, what? They
I
can't.
think I missed that. What was that
The
again?
Yeah.
TV ratings. Yeah, I said some
Oh.
people going to be pretty
Yeah,
angry.
yeah, I guess so. But I mean, that's bullcrap because I guess if you've got viewership numbers, because I mean they have analytics, they just don't tell them. They won't be able to. They won't tell you. But I'm just saying, like I'm thinking, yeah, that could be something that they kind of get into, starting to report their viewership.
Yeah,
Literally,
well, no, they have. Okay, I was kind of making a joke there. So here's the
Oh.
thing: they would report on the TV ratings for like Raw, SmackDown, and everything like every week for
Mhm.
years. And there's been a lot of reports saying that they probably lie a bunch of the times with a lot of them, and and there's no way to know because Kevin Dunn and them, they're keep it secret, but now they can't because it's going to a streaming service.
Well,
Yeah.
now they can't. Well, the streaming service will lie for them. Don't worry. Not that they need. I guess that. What do they lie for?
Well, to make themselves look good. They've
Mm.
always fudged the numbers, which is why the WWE stockholders were suing them because they lie.
They're like, this is fraud.
Yes, the
Literally, you're
books.
telling me something is valuable and it isn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it is definitely the end of an era. It's an end of an era because WWE Network no longer broadcasts in the United States. Their programming for the WWE Network is exclusively on Peacock right now, as it stands. When the Netflix deal goes into place, everything from the WWE networks outside of the United States, which is currently on the WWE Network, will go to Netflix, and the WWE Network will be no more. So,
That's
in the United States, Peacock
Mhm.
will have this stuff still. However, Netflix will gain millions of hours of programming for the WWE outside of the United States, unless you have a VPN. And that means that everything will now be going through Netflix as the WWE network, essentially surrogate. All of its programming outside of the United States will be there, except for what's on broadcast television.
so. That is yes. You said the end of an era, but the beginning of a new one.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
And Grace says, what? Pro wrestling lying? No way. Yes, plenty of reporters have been slapped in the face because of questioning the legitimacy of pro wrestling. They wind up looking like Cole's picture.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's also Kevin Dunn's teeth. So
Ha 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 ha. Imagine being a kazoo and being passed to him.
A kazoo.
Oh, wait, where is it? Where is it? My goodness.
Come on, do it.
All right, let's see if it can pop up.
I need to learn how to play it, but I can't kazoo that well.
It's just humming.
I've got my, but you can hear me go doo, doo in the background. That's
Well,
what.
yeah, that's the kazoo sound.
Where is it? Where did my kazoo go? Oh my god!
Oh no, she lost her instrument.
Yeah, it's here. Solo. It's this way, yeah. Thank you.
Yay! Wait, where is it? Wait. Oh, gosh darn it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for that airtime there.
Oh, no, my pleasure. What do you say we do this? Oh my goodness, I didn't upload it. I thought I uploaded it. Hold on a second. My goodness. If you joined us too late, I've been sick, so I haven't done anything that I should be doing. So let's see if we can get this started here. Yeah, I took a week off to recoup, and now I'm better, but we're still taking it.
You know it,
What?
Andrew.
Why, Andrew? Why? Why? I just pictured an old lady on her way to the shower. It just mid walk. Horrible. Let's play the lightning round, which this
Okay.
week is about the Florida Man and
Florida Man game. Yeah.
Florida Man game. Hold on a second there. Where is this?
Guys, fangirls who can't contain their love have attacked my base, but I'm here with you.
So if you're out there watching, we're going to be playing the Florida Man, and Florida Man is basically it's real or it's not. And you've got to let me know if you think it's a real headline or a fake headline. But we are going to be using this particular slide base as the basis because this is a real Florida headline. Florida restaurant ends Bring Your Monkey Night after 8-year-old bitten by a monkey. And this will be the backdrop in which we will see the real and fake headlines together. If it happens to be a real headline, we will display real right afterwards. If it happens to be a fake headline, we will display fake in the same slide.
Okay. I love
Now,
this game.
If you're ready out there, let's take a look at the first headline and see what we see. Florida woman tries to bring 4-foot emotional support snake on a plane. Kitty, is this a real headline or a fake
Fake.
headline?
Fake.
It's a fake headline. Cole, what do you think?
I think it was real. I remember reading about it, but it could be just my memory.
Could be just your memory. Andrew, Gray, Michael, if you're out there, the other 5 people, what do you think? Let us know in the comments below.
I don't know if it was actually emotional, but I believe that's what she said. But just from what I remember.
What? Oh, God. Okay.
Bryce says it's real.
My God.
I can't weigh in on this one because I know I put the slides together. But let's see what we got. Okay. It is real. It is a real headline. A Florida woman did try.
Oh,
Real, but
Emotional.
only in Florida. That's a cop-out, Michael.
I mean,
That's
she
a cop-out.
tried, and she didn't get it. She didn't succeed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't think it was actually. I think she just like made that up, but you know.
Andrew also got it wrong.
Florida man converts sunken ship into naughty nautical dance den. Kitty, is that real or is that fake?
You know what? They're all real. Real. After that snake one, what's the point of fighting?
Cole, do you think it's real?
I'll say fake for this one, but it reminded me of that story though on how that guy made a submarine off of Kickstarter or something, but then murdered a journalist in it. If you remember that.
I don't remember that
Wow.
one.
Okay.
All right, comments. Real, but could real, but could also be Portland. Okay, I can see that. It could be
Yeah,
Portland.
you could do a Portland version of this.
Yeah. Let's see what it is. It is real. It is real. He took a sunken ship and made a nightclub out of it. Of course, he didn't have a license to do any of that, which made it naughty. Florida man too drunk to be honored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Oh. Okay. True. That's so true.
That's so true.
Yeah,
Cole?
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll say true.
Okay, what do you say out there? I think Michael might have been. Oh, Bryce says this is fake. Michael says it's fake.
No,
Any
they're
other
all real.
takers? Any
I've
other
decided
takers?
They're all real. Anything goes.
That would be a horribly boring game if they were all real. It's fake. Fake, fake, fake.
Ah.
Michael
Okay.
got it right.
I'm
by
really
going
not
fake
getting
again.
any of these. Uh-huh.
Florida man brings pet alligator to office, challenges coworkers to wrestle.
Challenges is. That's too Florida.
Anybody want to wrestle my alligator?
Oh, that's a joke though. That comes from someone's stand-up.
Cole, what do you
Fake.
think?
Fuck. I mean, I've heard stories like this, but I don't know about like bringing the alligator into an office. So I've heard other ones. I'll go fake, but yeah, it could be real. I've heard so many though, just like walking them around.
Mm-hmm. It's real.
Oh,
It's
damn.
real.
Yeah, it's just so hard to tell because it's everything can be real.
Florida is a crazy, crazy place. Here we go. Florida man hits prostitutes with hammer, claims he's just doing God's work.
Oh my god. Fake. I want
Yeah,
that to be
fake.
fake.
Michael says he should have known about the last one. But, oh, Bryce says it's real. It could be real that a Florida man is running around whacking prostitutes with hammers. Michael
but
says
like
it's
what-
real.
It's what he said that I'm like, meh.
I'm just doing God's
That's what-
work.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fake. You got
I
it.
mean,
It is
I'm
fake.
sure the first part is real all the time, but the second, I mean, I never heard that before.
It should be reversed. All right. And finally, inaugural Florida Man games to feature beer belly wrestling and evading arrest obstacle course.
No, fake. I want that to be fake. Okay, I know the joke, Florida, but come on, stop.
Yeah.
Cole, are
I'm
they
gonna go
holding
real.
You don't think they're holding an annual Florida Man games with,
Like I
with
think,
evading arrest?
I think it's real. It's Florida. I mean, I'm sure.
but
I'm
would
sure
Florida
this
do
is
it? I mean,
everywhere.
the internet would do it, but I don't know.
I'm sure this is in many states, not just Florida. Right?
Okay, no, actually, no. You said Florida Man games. It's true. It's true.
Did you just look it up?
No, I didn't.
If
I
it's
did
not
not.
real, it will be.
Yeah.
I want it to be real.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's real.
Yes.
It's real.
When are we doing the watch party for it? What is this? Pay-per-view? This is the
I
future
have-
of sport.
No idea when it's happening because I didn't continue on. Again, I only read the what is that TLDR?
Yeah.
Only got the headline. But that's how you play the Florida Man game.
Well, they have Florida Man games now, so
Yes.
we will watch them. We don't just play them; we watch them.
We'll have to get a video of that now and post it and watch that, or maybe do a watch party of that video.
That
We'll
is
do a
great.
we'll do a stream.
Hi,
So we're all-
Exy.
Yeah.
That's the boy. Did you guys see? There's an Exy boy. Hi, X. Say hi, boo. Hi, boo.
Hi, kitty, 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 kitty.
So hungry, huh? He's
You wanna do another one?
one?
You wanna
Yes.
do another one? Okay.
Do we have another?
I do. I have one more. Let me
I just need to give Axel some food.
Axel, like Axel Rose, Axolotl.
That's- He's actually like Axel from the middle because that's how. Yeah. I'll
Here
make
we
sure.
go. We'll upload the next one. Let me fix this one. Okay. Again, we have real headlines here, and we'll be using this as the basis for the slide. This real headline: Florida man driving car with 2 missing tires blames it on paranormal activity. And if it's real, we'll do it's real. It's real.
Would it? Okay. What?
So that's the Florida man car. Florida man survives sexual assault by herd of manatees.
That's true. Manatees are like dolphins. Dolphins are very randy.
They're kind of mermaids, aren't they?
Yeah.
Bryce says
Okay.
this is real. Cole?
Yeah, I'll go real. I know how I've seen videos with them. I know, so yeah, dolphins too. They're
Mm.
When they're in season.
yeah,
Oh, no, when they
also
just
whales,
feel-
too.
They go for it.
Mhm.
They're
All
horny.
right. Michael says it's fake. Bryce says it's real. I'm just going to go back. He hasn't said anything yet, but we're going to say Andrew says it's awesome, just because that's funny to do that. Okay. It's fake. It's a fake
Aw.
headline. Oh, Andrew came in with the last minute with real. It's
Oh.
fake.
Got it wrong last minute.
Florida man uses ramen noodles as a weapon.
Why do I recognize that? It's real. I recognize it.
Yeah, it's real, probably.
Is that Buddha ramen noodles or Buddha not being real manatee? Well, okay.
Yeah.
So we're on board with it's real.
It's so
Michael
absurd.
says-
It has to be real. Hmm.
It's just so stupid. It's genius.
Yeah.
It's real.
got
That's
it
right,
right.
Andrew. It's real.
I gotta thank Twitter for that. I'm sure.
Florida man busted after a tantrum about bacon.
I don't know. They would have some other tantrum about.
You don't think bacon is just the last straw?
Yeah, I'm gonna say real because this happens all the time to me.
Oh,
Sorry, did I just
tantrum
say
out
to
of
me?
bacon.
Sorry, I mean it happens all the time. Like, just in general, like I've heard many
Tantrums.
911 calls, like with people complaining, like I only got 5 chicken nuggets. I wanted a refund. They're not giving me a
911
refund.
call. I've been robbed. And
What are they
have
putting in the
tantrums
water
when
in
I'm
Florida? Yes, bacon is a serious, serious matter, especially in Florida.
There it is.
Florida man arrested for eating live hamsters while pet store workers yell at him.
Oh my god, please tell me it's fake. I'm gonna just say I hope it's fake. Please tell me it's fake. Please, America. Come on,
Cole?
please.
I mean, this could be. I don't know. This I can believe it. God damn. Oh. I'll go fake, but I mean, I've heard stories, you know, similar ones. Just
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, we didn't mean for that to happen, Michael. It's just a game. It's
Thank
just
God.
a game.
Thank
yeah, you know, I've
goodness.
heard ones with like YouTubers and stuff, you know, doing weird things to them on cam. Without going into detail, but you know, I don't know about pet store.
I think my favorite real animal story coming out of Florida is when it was raining iguanas. A cold front came in too quickly, and the iguanas in the trees started hibernating and falling out of the trees like rain.
I remember seeing videos about that.
Florida man makes beer run with gator in hand.
Oh, that's normal. That's every day.
Yeah, I'll say true.
And what does the comment thinks about this? Is it real? Is it too common? Is it the kind of thing that happens? Bryce
Yeah.
says it's true. Michael says it's real. Lucy says, oh, Michael says it's just another day in Florida. Oh,
Yeah, that's another day.
good morning. And it does sound legit. All right, let's see what they say. It's fake. It's a fake headline, but it sounds legit. It really does.
Yeah, that's a bait one. Wow, we really got baited.
Florida man busted for stealing his twin brother's identity.
Fake.
That's fake. Kitty says it's
Mm.
fake. Cole, how do you feel?
I'll go real.
Lucy says it's true. Michael says it's real. Bryce says it's fake. Let's see what we got. It's real.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it actually has happened a handful of times. I just didn't know if it's happened
I'm
in
sure it's
Florida.
happened. I guess.
And our final slide of the evening. Florida man drives stolen truck to Space Force base to warn of a battle between aliens and dragons.
Yeah.
We got a woo!
You know what? It could happen.
Yeah, I'll just say true. Why not?
True. Yeah.
Bryce says true. Lucy says true.
Yeah.
Please be true.
Yeah,
Michael
I know the
says
first-
fake.
I know the first one happened before. I don't know about the second part though.
I think a lot of people drive to Space Force.
Yeah, I just don't know about the
100% real,
reasoning.
and you can never convince me it's not.
Tell us. I want to know.
All
I
right,
want it
let's
to be
find
real
out.
too.
The final
Please
answer
be real,
is
please be
real.
Yay!
It is real. A Florida man did drive to Space Force to warn them
Yeah, but
about.
did it work though?
Well, yeah, I did because the battle didn't happen. Hello.
Well, we
Makes
got the
sense.
news, and the news got out. Maybe it was a preemptive strike, and he was able to stop the calamity from happening.
He's a hero.
He's a hero in our eyes, definitely.
Mhm.
Thank you, Florida man.
Yeah. Go Florida man. I stand him. Well, that particular one.
Yeah,
Not the others.
not
the
all
Manstone
Florida
one.
mans are bad.
Hmm.
Some of them are good. Some of them are convenient and helpful. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's all I got. Next
For
week's show
today.
will be much more like the previous shows, jam-packed, full of guests, full of topics. We may get our Chillmonger update, which I don't know if you saw it, Kitty. We've got a new Chillmonger intro.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Yeah. Oh, and we were doing a poll on Twitter and on YouTube for those who are interested. I'm doing a cartoon of Steamboat Willie in a brand new adventure called Empire of the Sun. And he's in public domain, so we're creating an all new, brand new cartoon short featuring this version of Steamboat Willie in the hat and not carrying the colors and not representing any big animation houses in Florida and in California. So I wanted to know who is going to be a guest star on the show, because there's lots of public domain characters out there, and our choices were Pete the Cat, who also debuted in that Steamboat Willie, as the actual boat guy. Felix the cat, who's also been in public domain for a little while. Bless you! You're allergic to cartoon cats.
Thank you.
Oswald, the lucky rabbit, who was taken away from Walt Disney before he created uh, Steamboat Willie and Mickey. And Pooh Bear, who was put in the public domain last year, according to the horror movies. And on the YouTube, the overwhelming results were for Oswald the Rabbit. However, on Twitter, the overwhelming results were for Felix the cat.
Yes.
So I decided that I was going to, and I announced it, that I was going to do a poll on Instagram between the two to see who would come out on top. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out how to do that because, I'm at the age that I am now where you can't figure stuff out. And so I didn't do that. So maybe I will leave it to you guys here. Who should it be? Felix the cat?
You know what my vote is.
Or should it be Oswald the rabbit? Or should it be both? Should they both?
I mean, if I didn't know both was a thing, you could put both.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would be too much work for you, but damn,
I can add both.
Okay.
I mean, as long as Felix is there. So.
As long as Felix is there, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I voted for Oswald, but I'm fine with whatever. I like them both.
So let's see. According to the gallery we got here, Bryce says he wants Felix. Lucy says she wants kitty cats. Andrew says he wants Felix. Yeah, it should be Felix. So let's do both. I think we're going to do both, guys. I think we'll do both.
Okay.
We'll put Felix in there, and we will put Oswald in there, and they will both
be abused by Mickey.
No, I don't think they're abused.
Well, we'll see what happens because the story's all written out. The storyboards are done. The music and the sound effects are all put together. Everything's ready to go. It's just a matter of plugging in the characters. The backgrounds are done. It's all set. It's just a matter of animating the characters to go in the slots. Buddy Cop, Mouse Man Flick, and Felix. I was thinking of doing redoing the what is that? Lethal Weapon 30-second promo for the film Lethal Weapon, and replace them with Mickey Mouse and Winnie the Pooh, with Winnie the Pooh being the lethal weapon, and Mickey Mouse being ready for retirement. I thought that'd be kind of fun. But that's later on down the line. That's later on down the line. We've got Empire of the Sun coming up soon. So we will announce that now, that it'll be Felix and Oswald. Yay for Cole. Cole's going to be happy to see Oswald. That's a whole lot of black and white on one screen. But for those of you who haven't seen what the way Steamboat Willie looks, he's going to look a lot like this. So
I'm sorry, I'm very excited, excitable by music.
Yes. And of course the Steamboat Willie mod for Pal World is coming soon. That's a lie.
Someone's would try it, but yeah.
I would expect that they would have that they would try to do that, simply because they have an opportunity. They can. Where is it? I can't find it. All right, guys. Thanks for showing up, you two. Appreciate it. It was an easy morning. We're
Mhm.
getting up
Very
half
chill.
hour, very chill. Next week we'll have more topics that will either be exciting or not. And should we do more Florida Man? I don't know if we can.
That we could all. There's always room for more Florida Man. In my eyes, like I'm happy.
We'll see what we can come up with, or maybe we'll do a different game. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank
maybe
you,
you do Portland
Andrew.
Man,
Yeah. Maybe
Andrew,
we'll look
and
into
we'll do
Portland Man,
Portland
see what
Man.
we can do. And who knows who'll show up? We never know.
Versus, do the verses of it. Is it you do like you say, blank man does blah blah blah, and then we decide whether it's Portland or Florida.
Very
I know that
good.
I know that one's a whole state and one's a
Very
city,
good.
but
Very
you know
good.
what I mean.
That's
Yeah,
a great
that'd be cool.
idea. I'll have to work on that. But in the meantime, we'll just say goodbye. Kitty, what are you doing later on today? Are you going to be on the streams?
But there is the No One Asked You podcast with the general premiere is happening in a few minutes, and yeah, we're on the next chapter. Come and join us. I'll just be playing Power World while it premieres because I'll just be listening. But that's about it. And then during the week,
Are you going to be reviewing any new books?
some new books. I don't know. I need to figure out. I need to take some time. Not on No One Asked You. I could actually, listen. Actually, there is a certain book that is so crazy that it does require a diagram. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe if the author's available, you could get some insight into what's going on.
I'll diagram it and then I'll have my assumptions of what the author's trying to do, and then come in and say, was I correct or not? And then interesting. Let's do that.
There's never been a follow-up in one of your diagrams of a book, has there? This will be a first. It's going to be an interesting year for Kitty and her streams. Cole, are you out on work release? Are you going to be doing anything new this week?
No, I'm still on house arrest, sadly. But I don't know. Just more streams, I guess, and trying to write some things. But see.
Keep writing.
There you go. Yes.
Just keep writing.
You're working on a screenplay, aren't you?
Well, it's just I am trying to screen right now. Yes. Having good moments, bad moments with it, obviously, some rough coffees, but see where it goes. I got some advice from other people, and they basically just said to start with a short film for sure.
Sweet.
Were
you not happy with that?
Well, here's the thing. It's always hard to add meat, but you can trim away fat. If you start lean, then mostly what you'll be doing if you're trying to expand a short story into a feature film is add fat. And everybody can see the pad and taste the padding in whatever it is. I'm sure that goes the same with Crazy Wild books. You can taste the padding when it's not part of the integral story. However, if you were to write everything you wanted to write, you can take a look at it as a whole and take away what's unnecessary. So
that makes sense to me.
There is no good advice. There is no bad advice. There's only advice that works for you. So do what you want to do. You've seen some films that were based off of short films, and I know that you've more likely than not enjoyed the short film more than the feature film. And that's because they tried to add meat to something that was clean. So
I definitely know examples. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, take that for what you will. And I just say you're not going to enjoy your first draft. You're not supposed to. The first draft is the sole purpose of a first draft is to be completed. You just got to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's no way to know if it's a good idea in the middle of writing. Okay. Because you're going to doubt everything you write while you're writing it. And if you continue to edit while you're writing, then you will never get finished in what you're doing. And you'll wind up with spots that you just, where was I going with this? Is what you're going to wind up saying.
No. Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm like, wait, I know where you were going with this. Well, how have you lost track?
No, you'll lose track of what you were doing because you've edited while you were going. Take copious notes. Make sure you note everything. If you introduce a new character, make sure to add notes as to why you added them and what your plans are for
What
them.
they're for. Yeah.
If you're going to Disneyland, you know you're going to Disneyland. You may not know the route to get there, but you at least you know where the destination is, and so write with your destination in mind, and your characters will get you there eventually. So that's all I got for you. Andrew says Dr. Seuss movies are bad for this reason. Yes, and casting.
Oh.
Yeah. Mike Myers is Mike Myers no matter where he's at, so that's bad. It's bad. But with that, I will bid everybody adieu, and thanks. Oh, yes, there it is. Proper French.
Adieu. I don't know. No.
Well,
It's been
in
great.
any case, thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Congratulations, that was one of the stupidest things that I've ever seen anybody post on the internet before. Congratulations, the bar is high 'cause people